What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. We are here with Cortelia. We've got a story to tell. Stay tuned and you'll hear all about it. We are standing here with Cortelia, a 1934 Model T, and man, was this thing a pain in the butt. This challenged every inch of patience. It challenged every iota of skill. It challenged every iota of the paint rep skills. We had guys in on this. So this thing was a huge nuisance of a job. But what ended up coming out was such an incredible result that I cannot get over this color. And every downside leading up to this moment was totally abolished because of the end result, and I couldn't be happier. This color is incredible. Did it take us climbing over Mount Everest to get there? You bet it did. And like I said, it challenged every nerve I had. What happened with this color? Our original spray out, my original spray out that I had working with the customer, their concept, to bring that concept to life so that they could give them everything that they wanted, we hit it on a small platform. And as a lot of you know, going from a small platform to a large platform doesn't always work out, and this one sure didn't. We started with a good silver base coat. Then we added a teal candy on top of it, and that was blotchy. So I didn't like it. We talked to the customer, we settled down and let them know what was going on, and I had to repaint it. We started again using that same thing. I changed up a couple things based on my experience so we can eliminate that blotchiness. Well, guess what? It happened again. Yes, it did. It happened again. So we shut it down. And now we had to pump the brakes because what was going on, right? What was happening to this color that was giving us this blotchiness? Silver laid down beautifully. That teal candy just wasn't laying down. And as you know, anybody who has sprayed candies, what it looks like on that first pass is what it's going to look like after 7 passes, only 1,000 times worse. So that first coat is so important with a candy that it just, and your ground coat is so important with that candy, and this candy was just not laying out. So, okay, we pumped the brakes. We started making some phone calls. We called House of Color. We called the Canadian rep at House of Color. He called the US Tech rep at House of Color. He reached out to some US painters to check the color and to start getting some ideas as to what I could change in my application to make this color work. So after about a month of talking around and playing phone tag and train with all these industry paint reps, we got a good system to start with. House of Color came in, we painted everything up, same thing, wasn't there. It took us into 10, 11 coats before we started removing any of this blotchiness. And I tell you what, as you know, when we're getting into that excessive amounts of candy, this car is unrepairable, man. There's no little simple blend if you get a chip. There is nothing. So that wasn't good enough. I'm just like, this can't be. We got to find a better way. So now we're back to square one with our customer. So we call our customer. We're like, okay, this is the deal. We're going to have to do something different. So we're going to have to start back at square one. So that's what we do. We went back to the drawing board. So we now go into some OEM colors, maybe changing this, shifting that. And that's what we did. We found a really rad OEM color. We started changing a few toners, mixing a couple things up so we could gain those elements that those customers were originally looking for, because they had a specific thing in mind, and they have interior that they'd already purchased and already been in progress that just wasn't happening. So they had something specific there that we needed to get to, okay? So we had a ballpark, or not a ballpark, but we had something that we had to attain to. So we work on that. So now we got a new color. We were pretty close on that, a couple alterations, And, you know, that wasn't a real easy feat. I mean, it took us another, I think, 15 or 20 spray outs to get something that, you know, the customer was really, really excited about. And that's the other thing too, is it's the customer's vehicle. We had to make them excited. It's their car. They're the ones looking at it, washing it, driving it, supporting it, showing it. You know, they're the ones building it. So they needed to be excited on this color. And I couldn't get it there. Couldn't get it there. So finally we got it a little bit closer. We got it almost there. And we decided to put it into a much larger scale. So we did some larger spray outs to get something closer. And we took a panel, a hood, and we sprayed the whole hood so we could actually get that. And then that's when we actually hit that color. So, and that is the color that you see today. So I cannot stress how much, you know, it tested my patience, man. It really did. So almost 30 years of painting cars. And this one just, man, it just like, you know, it like if you're up here, man, it's kicking those, you know, that pedestal and that chair, and it is knocking you down, man. Like painting cars and trucks and bikes and whatever, man, boy, does it humble you really quickly. So, and this one definitely did. As a shop owner, communication with the customer, okay? Very, very key. So the customers were very, very awesome people to work with. They were very patient. They were frustrated at times for sure, so was I. But because we were in constant communication and I was honest with them up front about the struggles we were having, they had empathy and they started working with me, and they understood that process, that it, you know, it just needed to be. So they worked with me to change up, you know, mid-build, to change a color that we had spent so much time picking and getting to. And it was a little bit different than what they had originally picked. And I attribute that to just being honest with them and talking with them and working with them and being transparent as a shop and as a business and in the car world. And when you're working with custom cars and custom bikes, you have to be honest with that and transparent with that customer, because, you know, it just makes everybody's experience so much better, right? It's easier to deal with, right? And you're excited. You get frustrated, but then when you get through that frustration, man, that excitement level goes through the roof, right? And your experience overall is that much better, because we're working together with these customers for years at a time. And that is something. They're not just in and out like a collision shop. You know, we're building relationships with them. So, you know, and that's where the relationships get stronger, when you're honest with them. So being honest, they were incredible with it. And that's why it led us to this incredible color that you see here today. So this is the new Cortelia. It's an incredible color. I couldn't be happier with it. You know, it always looks pretty easy and simple when we see it all on TV and we see it on social media, that everything's just running smooth, and, you know, we run a video after it's painted and everything's done. And a lot of times we kind of forget about when we're down in the trenches. So this one I definitely wanted to share with you, that our sort of, you know, journey through this car, that it took us probably a good 8 or 9 months to revamp this color to get it back to where it is. So there is hiccups, there is challenges that are always rolling through, especially with custom paint and when you're dealing with paint. So biggest thing is staying positive through it, working through it, because once you get to the end result, man, is that ever rewarding. And it doesn't matter your experience. I mean, whether you're 3 years or 300 years in the game, we still run into hiccups. We still run into problems. There's nothing, you know, you can do, and you can rely on your experience to get you through it. But being patient, sometimes stepping away, and you know, getting a clear head helps. But yeah, we definitely don't show some of that stuff, and we can, you know, it looks like it's a little easier. But yeah, we all still struggle. We all still are grinding here every day. So check out some other videos, comment down below. Why don't you tell us your, you know, journeys on some of your custom cars that you've worked with, or motorcycles or colors that you've had. Comment down below some of the ones, you know, you're reminiscing, and you know, we can start that thread. Subscribe if you haven't already subscribed, and we'll check you in the next one.